Strumming today. I have a new course, an online series starting this coming Saturday on Zoom. It's going to be 4 Saturdays. This is a Strummers Bootcamp. And so the idea is lessons on strumming technique, but also more specifically exercises to give you the workout you need to absorb the lessons. And I want to give you one of the key points today, just to get you started on this topic, which is when we think about strumming a guitar, I think even the language we use is problematic as far as the way it makes you approach what you're doing. We say that we pluck a string, which makes me think of like a bow and arrow, like you're doing this, like you're pulling something and letting go of it, which of course you're not. If you do that with a string, it does this. Generally not the sound that we want. And as fundamental as this sounds, you want to consider that the string is a cylinder, it's round. And so when a pick glides across the string, it's landing basically on the top of that cylinder and rolling off that upper outer quadrant. You're not behind it pulling it away. You're not underneath it pulling it straight up. Finger style, we can talk about that. That does, if I pluck with a finger, I am setting the string vibrating from underneath, but it's the same idea. I'm not doing this, I am just setting it moving by brushing across the surface. Now, that should completely change your concept of touch, because when I do this now, I want to feel the tip of that pick gliding from round string, cylinder, to cylinder. I want to hear the proverbial popsicle stick stuck in the bicycle spokes, where it clicks through each one as it goes. This is important for developing your touch, because an awful lot of people don't have any concept of how to play quietly. And I have been really focused on the idea that getting in touch with the physicality of how you play the guitar is the way you're going to learn to play better. And the hill I will die on is that what we call talent, when someone has a gift for the guitar, I'm going to suggest to you that one of those elements that's in place there is that they're physically comfortable right away, because I see people who you hand them a guitar and they immediately feel good holding it, and then lots of people that treat it like, I don't know, a feral cat that you're trying to, stuff in a bag. You need to be physically comfortable with it, and then you need to be somewhat aware of when you move, how you're moving, and my contention is that most people have a very fuzzy impression of how they're actually moving in space. So this might seem so fundamentally simple. But at the same time, if you aren't aware of the amount of pressure, the amount of weight, the amount of energy that's going to these strings, I don't know how you can strum anything musically, because if you can't, and if you are living in D-U-D-U-D-U-D strumming world, then there's a very good chance that what comes out when you strum sounds like this. And I see this a lot too. And people come in and say, I struggle. And I say, okay, play something for me. And they do this. And I say, how does that feel? And they say, terrible. So what does that say? That means that you're continuing to go through movements that you're barely in control of. So it starts with, and if this sounds like some kind of, here's my dude back here, right? So if this sounds like some kind of guru shtick, I'm going to point out to you that if you can't actually tell me that you can't, if you can't feel where your right hand is, I don't know what's more concrete than being able to know where you are in space, and whether you can move in a controlled way. And where that leads you is it gives you the option of subtlety. So instead of D-U-D-U-D-U-D, getting slapped upside the head, you get, there's propulsion, there's momentum, and there's dynamics, because I am not using one attack, one stroke. I'm using several, and I'm in control of what each of those are. So what this Strummer Bootcamp is going to be is 4 weeks of exercises live on Zoom on Saturday mornings, and then all that's going to be archived. So even if you can't make the live Zoom sessions, you can download the videos. There will be exercises, practice videos, tabs, and tracks for you to practice to. This is a concrete workout series, and I'm asking $99 for the 4 sessions. All you got to do is email me, dave@daveisaacs.com, and I will send you the sign-up link. This is a huge thing, and I'm really convinced that this idea of getting to know how you move in space Boy, some choice comments today. I don't know what's going on with that. What's in the air? You get more aware of how you move in space, and you have more control. This applies to your golf swing. It applies to your tennis serve. It applies to your form in Tai Chi or Taekwondo, or anything you do with your body. Playing the guitar is no different. And if anybody tells you that's mumbo jumbo, they probably play like this. So there. Hope you guys have a great Monday.